No, I just won't have that on. We'll just start now. Mere casual mugshot.
No, this is a mere casual mugshot.
Are you going to be staring at yourself in the camera the whole time now? See, I turn it around so I can't see myself.
Well, I'll do it when I need to make faces, which Bob said, no, you don't have to worry about making the faces. But this is what I want to do. I want it to be part of my character.
You don't have to worry about making your faces. You just make the faces anyways.
We are Mere Casuals.
So why are we here today, Al?
Well, we usually record once a week. We've had a number of schedule interruptions. And is that my big funnel there?
Yes, because here's the thing. Here's the thing I've noticed watching back on video.
Is that I go like that?
No, you have two things that you do, okay? So if you start talking quietly, you go like this and you talk quietly. And then if you talk loudly, you go like this and you talk loud. See, even when I do it, I'm not as loud as you.
So why do we have to be like frozen solid doing this as opposed to just...
No, we don't have to be frozen solid, but here's a tip. Do the opposite of what you've been doing. If you're going to talk softly, like if you have to whisper something, be like, Al, guess what? See, it shows up. And if you have to yell, then you go, ah, ha, 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 ha.
But my voice matches my demeanor. Now I have to switch it all around. I have to change who I am.
Yeah, it makes it much easier.
Whatever, Heather.
But notice, like if you want to do like a whoa. Yeah, see, I can lean back, I can yell, and it doesn't.
Whoa!
Look, see?
Whoa!
And that's bad.
Oh, wow.
See?
That looks like my belly.
See the difference. The difference between when you lean back and yell and you go lick the mic and yell.
This microphone's stupid.
No, that's just how microphones work. I mean, I'm sure you can get microphones with like volume compression, and you can get like software that does things, but I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah.
You know what I know how to do? I know how to lean back slightly when I yell.
You don't know how to buy guild tabards, that's for sure.
I know how, I just haven't done it, because every time I log in, I've got two level, 75 to 78 other players that are like, let's do a dungeon run, let's do some quests. So every time I log in, I'm doing something.
So please, tell me when the last time was that I asked you to do dungeon run with me or asked you to do a quest with me.
Well, Sam asks me constantly.
You said two, so I'm assuming I'm the other one.
You were there.
I joined in. I was asked to join in with your group. I try not to bug you because I don't want to be the one that bullies you out of EQ.
Because here's the thing. I find time. There's a reason why I'm so far behind in EQ. So here's let me do a little skit, okay? I'm going to do both voices. So
what both voices, yours and Sam's?
Yes. So
am I doing my own voice or am I not a voice in this skit?
You're watching the skit.
I don't think anybody else is. But.
So I come and I sit down and I turn towards my computer and I hear, "Do you want to do a dungeon?" And I'm like, "What?" And Sam appears out of nowhere. As soon as my butt hits the seat, I hear from, like, she just appears right here and asks to do a dungeon.
A wild Samantha has appeared.
No, she's not here today. She's at work. She has a job, and they won't let her leave. She was supposed to be off an hour and 8 minutes ago, but they won't let her leave and come record with us. And we had two options. Well, we had three options, but we basically had two options. We had the option to record without her or not record. And Al was insistent that our public was dying for a new episode.
You guys love us, right?
I think they tolerate us.
Once they start seeing our faces, they'll get sick of us.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, mine. Here's a contest. Okay, so you ever get those contests where it says how many beans are in the jar?
I have been involved in those. I've never hosted one.
Right, so now that you see our videos, how many chins are on this face?
Well, I mean, you do shave your beard in a way that accentuates multiple chins.
Yeah. Well, that's
I mean,
why
you
usually,
could just hide them with
usually,
extra beard.
That's why I usually have the full beard, but I like this.
It's fine.
I got to get the right hat for it. Okay, you know what? You're fine is my like. I don't care about you're fine. I like my like.
I didn't say I didn't like. So we're doing a Sam list.
It's not a fat chin. It's a muscular one. with
Chin
some
muscles.
baggage.
Chin muscles.
Throat muscles.
Throat
This is a
muscles.
chin. Actually, it's like when I was younger, I was jumping on my mom's bed. Don't turn that into more than it has to be. I was a kid. I was jumping, and she had a wicked headboard, and it did nothing to my chin. I actually banged my eyebrows when I was telling you the story. Something happened to my chin. I got a scar right here, which won't let it form out for the rest. So I look like a chin set in a chin.
Cool.
Most of us just call it double chin, I guess.
So what was I was going to go. Oh yeah. So when my sister was like 4, she pulled a dining room table that was sitting upright over on herself and like sliced her eyebrow open. So you can't see it because it's all in the eyebrow, but her entire eyebrow is just one big scar.
I would have that too if I was to shave my eyebrows
Why would you do that?
to see the scar. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right over here.
So here's the thing. I think it's generally accepted that when people shave their eyebrows, they look kind of silly. But you have a big scar under your eyebrow, so would you look silly or menacing if you shaved your eyebrows?
Menacing.
Okay, sure.
I have a scar on my finger from grade 8 project. I can find it later. Because it's from grade 8. That is a long time ago for me. But I was using an X-Acto knife to make a
I
cottage.
didn't know
for
they had
industry.
invented those yet when you were in grade 8.
Well, it might not have been X-Acto. It was like, it wasn't X-Acto. It was the ones that are just a single blade and that you have in a toolbox. But I was carving styrofoam. And styrofoam, unbeknownst to me, like wood, I think has knots in it.
Okay, I can't. First of all,
It doesn't matter for the story whether I'm factually correct or not. So I reached one of these
I
knots.
can't handle the sound of a knife cutting styrofoam, and I'm resisting the urge to just fall to the floor and have a seizure right now.
Let me finish this story quickly.
No.
So I hit this one spot where, and I won't even tell you what it is anymore. I just hit this one spot where I couldn't get through the thing you don't want me to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pushed a little harder, and it gave way.
Mm-hmm.
And the knife went, sliced me right there. Bled. Like, because it's a very clean cut. It just bled and bled and bled. I almost passed out.
You know, our friend rhymes with Tim.
Yes.
So we were friends when we were younger. There's only so many names that rhyme with Tim.
I know I was going dim, bim,
Slim.
gim,
So
gim. That's extra money.
yeah. So
Sam.
when we were younger, I was over at his house, and we were making like sandwiches or something. And I don't remember why, but we were using a bread knife. We must have been cutting our own bread because that used to be a thing, I guess. And I asked him to hand me the knife, and he handed it to me blade first, which is bad. You don't do that. And I went to grab the blade, and I wasn't looking, which is bad. You don't do that. So I grabbed it, and he noticed he was handing it to me blade first, so he pulled it away, which is bad. You don't do that. And he
Jakers!
sliced my finger like side to side, like right open. It was a deep cut. It was not good. And bread knives, they're made. It's like a bread knife is specifically designed to cut through human flesh. Like I mean, they're okay at cutting bread, but I mean,
Be thankful.
anything can cut bread.
Be thankful it wasn't a Cutco knife.
A what?
Cutco.
I don't know what that
It's
is.
a brand. Okay, so since we're talking about this, one day I was riding home
Why
down.
are we talking about
I was
this?
riding home down Fennel Avenue on my bike. Fennel
Uh-huh.
Avenue's in Hamilton,
Mhm.
and I was, when you're trying to get faster.
I
on
hear
your-
it's anise street. Fennel seeds have an anise flavor.
I'm going. Is it on the east or the west?
No, I was trying to say anise, but make it sound like anise.
No, you did good. I didn't hear
It
it
was
properly.
good.
That's a joke I would have done. When you're trying to go faster on your bike, what do?
Find a hill and go down the hill.
Okay, but if you don't have a hill, if you have a straightaway,
Pedal faster.
and how do you pedal faster, sitting or standing?
Standing, you think when you're a kid, you think standing makes you go faster,
yes,
but I don't think it does.
I was a kid, and I think it does.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I'm racing down Fennel, chain snapped. So the pedals that had resistance all of a sudden had no resistance. So that went like this.
Yeah.
So first thing I did was fall down. And it was a male bike. Now back then, male bikes and female bikes had a distinctive feature. Female bikes had the neck going this way. Men's bikes had the neck going this way. And so what hit first?
I didn't know bikes were gendered.
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if we could say that nowadays. But so, what hit first? Well, let's just say when I went over the handlebars, I didn't go, ah. I went, ah. Yeah, I crushed some nuts. But not only did I do that, I scraped up my arms big time to the point. I worked in a restaurant too, but they were like pussy and stuff. That was fun.
When you were 8? You weren't
No,
still 8,
no,
huh?
I was working at Robinson's, so Fisher Court Restaurant would have been like maybe grade 8 or 9.
Cool. So when I grew up in a town that is basically a big bowl.
Millbrook?
Yes. I wasn't going to say the name of the town.
Sorry.
But
You
yeah,
can-
I
you can
grew
edit
up. It's basically a big bowl. So there's a valley, and there's like a hill going into the valley on each side. You know what a bowl looks like. And I used to ride my bike. We lived at 3/4 of the way up the hill on the one side,
I'm listening.
and I would ride my bike down the hill like as fast as I could. And at the bottom of the hill, there was like a creek, a brook, so to speak, in Millbrook.
Did it creak because it broke?
And there was like a fence around, like one of those metal, like you know how bridges are. They have the metal fence things, and like a sidewalk. And the sidewalk goes down, and then it curves a little bit, and it goes across, and it curves back because people are stupid when they design things. So one day I was going down the hill a little too fast, and I went to slow down, and my brakes weren't right, and I lost control, and I hit the bridge, and I almost went right up over. And it's like like a good 20-foot drop down to rocks on the other side of that thing.
Ooh, usually
And-
bridges over water, so now I'm a little bit sad about what I was going to say.
Yeah. Oh, you were hoping I'd go right over?
Yeah, I was going to say, what'd you do wrong, man? Next time you got to hit it so you go right over. But
Thanks
with
a lot.
no
Ow.
water?
No, this was a brook, not a river.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of rocks and a little bit of stream.
Yeah. Speaking of falling down on rocks, I have another funny story, but it involves a person that's no longer with us and
Well, Sam will be back.
part of a family that I'm kind of still friends with, but not really a part of anymore. So I don't know if I should tell that story.
If it makes you feel better, they probably don't listen to this podcast.
That's true. Well, my daughters do, potentially. And
Karen and Janet, I can't remember what we called them.
and the ex knows of it, so I don't know if she is keeping tabs on me through it or not. Saying, "Oh, there he is. He's over at Josh's again." And then she will
Yeah,
say,
days ago.
yeah, her dad was out for a walk. He likes to go for walks, and he fell down some rocks. But
Likes to or liked to?
well, given his faith, I could say he likes to. But no, they had the air ambulance him out.
What happened?
He fell down.
Oh, okay. You kind of stopped that part because I interrupted you.
He fell down and broke his crown.
Just like fell over or like tripped over something?
Tripped. I would imagine it was a trip.
Okay. Because sometimes people just fall over.
Pretty active man. And this, if you're listening, is in no way a diss. You guys laughed at it.
What do
so
you
I'm
mean a
laughing at it
diss?
too. Diss.
We're telling story. I know what a diss is, but we're telling stories about falling down and hurting ourselves.
Of
How
all,
is it?
of all the questions you asked the one that you knew the answer to. Great.
No, I mean, what do you mean? Like, why would that be a diss?
Well, because I'm an ex. Who knows?
Okay.
This is directed at the people who... Never mind.
Does he have a reputation of being the only person who ever lived that never fell down? Because if he had that reputation, I could see this being a problem for him.
I think
this
if
story
you
getting out.
if you Google search the location and what happened, he'd be right at the top.
Did he like fall off of a cliff?
Okay, now I
Did he
can't-
fall into Niagara Falls?
I think it was in that general vicinity, but no.
Fell into a gorge? Did
It
he fall
was-
down
it
a
was
well?
gorge. Not a well.
Gorge?
The well is in the 80s. It's no longer posh to fall into a well.
You know, someone fell into a well very recently and died, right? Like
No,
in
I was
this
going to
area?
say, I was just going to say, you don't hear about people falling into wells now.
You do. So I was at work the other day, and they were talking about this child that fell into a well.
Okay,
and-
so
and
there goes all
died.
my jokes. As soon as you said it was a child, my jokes just went out the
Well,
door.
but the thing is, I can't take anything seriously. So they're at work, and they're all sad talking about this child that fell into a well. And I said, "Where was Lassie?
You don't want Lassie.
Doesn't Lassie go warn the people that the kid fell down the well?
No.
Which dog is it?
The littlest hobo.
Oh,
The Canadian dog.
okay. Well, they still groaned and got mad at my joke, so clearly
Oh.
they got it.
Dude, I totally had the words of that theme song in my head, and I just forgot them.
Lassie?
No, the littlest hobo.
I don't know. I've never actually seen
If
it.
you've never
I'm
seen an
familiar with
episode-
it, but I've never seen it.
It's like Stairway to Heaven, but with a dog.
The theme song or the show?
Yes, the show.
Like the song? Stairway to Heaven?
No. Like Michael Landon. You remember Michael Landon?
I never met him, no. Is he the Little House on the Prairie guy?
Yep. Stairway to Heaven.
That was a show he did.
That was a show he
Was
did.
that before or after the song?
Well, I don't remember if there was a little bit of the show before the song, and then they played the song, and they did the rest of the show. So it might have been after the song.
They played the song during the show?
Are you talking about the Pink Floyd one?
Led Zeppelin.
No, it's Pink Floyd.
No, it's not.
Man, I wish you were here. That's
So-
Pink Floyd. No, it's no. I'm just bugging you.
Why is this getting...
I totally knew it was Led Zeppelin. Actually, I'm old. I made a mistake. So Stairway to Heaven, Michael Landon was an angel
Oh,
sent down, and he teamed up with this big gruff guy who was also a regular from Little House on the Prairie, and they basically
I never watched Little House on the Prairie.
they basically went around and the guy was a cop as well, so it was like a cop and an angel.
The gruff guy?
Yeah. And they went around and they fixed problems. Interesting factoid, but before she was on her own show, Roma Downey was a guest star on this show.
Who is that?
She was in the show Touched by an Angel.
Oh, that show was terrible.
I didn't watch
Which one
it.
was she?
She was the star.
Okay,
Not-
I
not
can't
a-
picture who the star was because I
But
was
that's
picturing
just
someone
fine
else.
because I can't really describe much better. I too didn't watch it. Because
So we're basically just talking about shows that we have never seen.
oh no, I watched Touched by an Angel.
You
And
just
Little
said
House.
you've never seen it.
Oh, you're right. Stairway to Heaven.
Okay.
I've watched Stairway to Heaven.
Can we talk about something less confusing like WoW?
Wow. Well, how far are we in?
20 minutes.
I guess we should
Now,
talk
3 or
about
4 of that were you not having your camera on or your microphone for that matter.
Yeah, because I got 16. I got
You
almost
really
17 minutes.
Sammed things up. Oh, she's not here to get mad about it.
She will hear it though. Oh,
No,
well.
she won't.
Well, because you don't even. Did you even watch any of those videos I sent yet?
What videos?
Can you open up Discord or will that screw
Discord
things
is
up?
open. What videos?
Go into. I forget where I posted it. Maybe in the Wrath chat or even in private chat. It'd be fun to listen to this out loud, live on.
Is
camera.
this one the Simonized
Yep,
show one?
Yep.
Wait over here, get that. God, I'm so good at this game. Fuck. Every time.
Oh man.
The look on your face was just enough to say, so it was worth it, right? For 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, because I don't like when you send me something that's like an hour long.
Was it an
I'm
hour
like,
long?
no, that was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but I see these things, and I'm like, I don't have time for this.
You know that every video I send you that's an hour long is that I save it at the point I want you to see it. So it's literally a few seconds.
Oh, I opened the wrong. I tried to open podcast questions, and I opened podcast feed instead. Okay, so
Yeah. So like I said, if I send you a video that's an hour long, I know you're not going to watch it. I have it bookmarked in the link, so it'll go open up right where I want you to see it.
see, here's the problem I have.
And I don't send you a lot anymore.
You don't, but here's the problem I have. I have a tendency to focus on things. I have what's the
not what I
opposite of ADD?
DDA.
DDA. So I have DDA. So I tend to get doing something and focus on it, and I cannot accept anything from the outside going on. So for example, if I'm watching YouTube's a bad example because I don't just sit and watch YouTube usually. If I'm sitting down, like if I sit down to play WoW and I'm playing by myself and my phone goes off, it would take me about a second and a half to just check and see who texted me, but I'm playing WoW, so I can't check my phone. And then if I'm on my phone and I'm reading something on the internet and you send me a video, I can't just click on the video because I'm reading something. And then,
You have a lot of computers up and going.
yeah, but they're generally all doing the same thing. Especially if I'm playing EverQuest and I'm playing on I have 8 screens up. I can't also, I'm usually also watching YouTube while I do it, but I'm listening to it. I can't just stop what I'm doing on my phone and read something else because then I have to focus on that for a second, and that'll distract me. I don't want to get distracted. I'm focused on something.
You know what I'm thinking we should have done? We should have, on the free open weekends, tried D4. Because I'm not paying for it right now.
Is it out? It's not
No,
out.
it's going to release, I think, at 7 o'clock today.
Okay, because there was a countdown on the WoW launcher.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to play it because I like Diablo, but I'm not
Yeah, I'm not paying
good
for
at
right
it.
now.
and isn't it like $70 or $80?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no. I have
Well, we
some
make-
coworkers that I guess if you go in and you buy a certain version and you get to level 80 hardcore and you survive, you get your name on a statue somewhere in the game.
Okay, but you still have to buy the game.
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to tell a story about how like you can get like a free version of the game or something, and I was like,
No,
I'm
no,
listening.
no.
But now I'm not
I
listening
didn't
anymore.
preface this with any kind of inference towards a free game. Wow, I used a lot of big word properly there.
Because it stopped real quick after the using of the words properly. But continue. You good. You good.
When I said I used big words properly, that was
I just heard I use big word properly.
Oh no, I had S. I
Oh,
just
did you?
kinda, I
Okay.
kind of drowned out in the S. I know that I had S because I have a good active memory of saying it. Oh, didn't we promise we're going to talk about WoW?
Yeah, but let's introduce ourselves first.
Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, I haven't done your slash thing in a while.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I am Alan /Okona /username Notagog. If you ever get an invite from me on Battle.net. No, I had to mention it because Bob added me. He goes, "Oh, who's this Notagog guy?" So I explained it to him. So, yes,
he
asked
didn't
me,
listen to the last episode then,
he,
did he?
he asked me a quick question, and I gave him a long answer.
Well, it all goes back to 2008 when I first started playing WoW in Josh's basement.
That is almost how it started. I didn't
So-
have the date, though, because I'm too old to remember dates.
I'm Josh / Will Riker. I could give the origin story behind the Will Riker name.
This all goes back to around the same time period we started watching this show called Star.
It's that guy. It's that guy. Sam?
Hey, where'd Sam go?
Yeah, she's not saying anything. Weird. Sam's not here. So we are mere casuals still,
Yeah,
despite Sam not being here.
yeah.
So now your pictures, it's like you're moving your camera around and doing weird stuff.
It's going to be the same screen. On your
Panning
thing.
around to my dirty house as well. Thanks a lot.
Well, clean your house.
I don't have time. I play video games.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't film at my house.
We are mere casuals, a World of Warcraft podcast. That you wouldn't know it by the first 26 minutes of this recording, but we are a World of Warcraft podcast that focuses on Wrath of the Lich King, a World of Warcraft expansion.
This is how mere we are. So last time we talked about how we were boosting, and actually we were boosted last time, so it's been a week, and I'm still not at 80.
What level are you at?
77.
Because Sam was moving really slow,
And then you got her to 78.
and then she got to like 75, like by slowly chipping away, doing dungeons and stuff, and she got to 76. And as soon as she hit 76, I was like, okay, because I saved Sholazar Basin.
I was there for 76.
Because I like Sholazar Basin. It's a good zone. I don't know why people don't like it. It's one of my favorite Wrath zones now. Because you can go there and you can play the zone start to finish in like one continuous like storyline quest chain. And there's not all these like sidetracking moments where it's like, okay, but then you go this way and this way and this way all at once and it's all annoying like some of the other zones. It's a very streamlined zone. It's a very well put together zone. So we go to Sholazar. I'd saved that so I could do it with Sam. And we are under Joyous Journeys. And Sam sometimes goes days without playing because she likes to watch TV. So she had Rested Experience, not to be confused with Rested XP. Use the promo code Mere Casuals.
you weren't supposed to do that.
I wasn't supposed to do that.
I got a segue, but it's fine.
Well, you
know.
didn't tell me you had a segue. How am I supposed to know?
Well, you always jump over every opportunity. That's
That
fine.
was I was talking. It was in my mouth already. I just
When
had to spit it out into the microphone.
When are you playing EQ next? No, I'm just kidding.
So, as soon as you leave, no, I have to go to work. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Sholazar. So we waited. She got 76. We started Sholazar, and we played through, did every quest in Sholazar, and she got to 78. We did do one dungeon in between because a couple of people logged on, and we went and did the dungeon with them. I don't remember if you were there for that or not, because I know we went with Mad Marty. I think.
Well, was this yesterday? You're
No,
talking
this
about?
was like the other day.
Oh no, it was the other
We
day.
did a
then,
dungeon
no.
in between. You weren't there? I thought you were there.
Yesterday we did Halls of Stone.
We did a dungeon with somebody, and we also did Amphitheater of Anguish. But was that?
Yeah,
that
we
was at
did that.
75. We did.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there for that.
I know you were
got
there for
I got
that.
the big
I was-
ass hammer.
Yes, and so that was good. But yeah, Sholazar, not Norath. Norath is the whole thing. World of Warcraft. Northrend. Northrend zone review. I give Sholazar Basin 8.5 stars out of 10. which is roughly equal to 1 3/4, 1.5. 8.5 is 1 2/3 ish thumbs up. So it's
Just
two
like that.
thumbs up
I was already doing it when you were saying
if
it.
you've had a terrible accident with a table saw in the past.
Ouch. So, my before when Sam logged off at 76 and I was down at 75, I was planning on scooting past her just to surprise. But then I come home, well, yeah, I'm at 78, and I was like, fuck. So I looked at it and I said, oh my goodness. So yes, I did it. I clicked it. I bought Rested XP. I did use the promo code Mere Casuals and saved some money. And I have
It's a percentage. I don't remember what. Is it 5% you save?
5%.
Probably.
And so I'm using it now. I'm still slow on it because
Picture a link right here to click.
So I'm still trying to bring up my leather working. So sometimes I get sidetracked, jumping back and forth.
Well, that's not sidetrack. That's doing something useful in the end.
Yeah, but no. Well, everybody seems to be on this 80 thing. But I'm thinking if I get my leather working up, then I can make some gear for me to get out of the heirloom.
Because we
really
have
fast.
we have taken time over the past week to go and farm cloth for Sam because she is not here, but I'm going to criticize her anyways. Bad at math, so she was looking at because she's always asking me. She's like, "Okay, what do I need to do to level this? What do I need to do to level this?" So I showed her how to find the guides. I can't remember the site, but there's that one site where if you Google like WoW Classic Enchanting Guide, there's that one site where they got like green headers and stuff.
No, I know. I have a bookmarked.
I know, but I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember what it's called?
WoW Professions.
Is it WoW Professions?
I think it's WoW Professions.
So I pointed her at WoW Professions, and she uses that for the guides now. So what it says is, I'm sure many people listening have used WoW Professions before because it's a pretty common thing, but it'll give you a list of mats you need. Like it'll break it up into Classic and then TBC and then Wrath. And it'll give you like a list of everything you need, and then it'll go down and it'll tell you step by step what you do for each skill thing. So I think what she did was, I think she looked at the list of stuff she needed, so she saw how much Mage Weave she needed. So she added that number, and then she went down to the spot where she needed Mage Weave, and then she added each space again, and then somehow
Doubled
managed to
up.
add Silk to that as well. So she figured out that she needed, I think it was like 245 bolts of Mage Weave cloth to do the Mage Weave section. And I was like,
Isn't that times 4 or 5? I think it's 4.
it's four per bolt. So it was
1,000.
it was just under 1,000. Just under 1,000 Mage Weave she needed. And I was like,
That's
no
a lot.
problem. We'll go to Zul'Farrak and we'll farm Zul'Farrak. So we did Zul'Farrak so many times, and I found out that I could go through and I could kill everything in Zul'Farrak, and I could get about, 80 Mage Weave in a run. So I was like, okay, 80 to 100 Mage Weave in a run's not too bad. So we're doing that over and over again, and we got really good at clearing it. I especially love the zombie room with all the graves. You go in, because I always say, Sam, wait outside. I'm going to go gather everything up. And then she learned about this Holy Nova spell she has, that she can stand in the middle of a pack and go like that.
I have noticed that she's being a little more ballsy lately.
Well, it's because she's learning how to play her class. She's better at priest than she was at hunter. She was never really engaged as a hunter because she always just kind of sat back and shot things, which is something to aspire for, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Isn't melee awesome?
I like melee, but she's a priest.
Well, she's getting in there still, though.
But she's getting in. She's not meleeing though.
Oh, yeah, okay. Up
She's
close and personal.
as a healer, she's more engaged because she has to keep healing me because I have been tanking despite not being a tank or having tank gear. So she has to heal. But we also, when we're clearing stuff for her cloth, I pull big packs and we do AoE kills, and she loves getting in there and using the AoE.
I got your wall back again.
I'm sure it's fine. What was I saying?
Pulling big packs and AoE.
Pulling big packs. Yeah, so she goes in, and she's like at this point like level 76. So I'm of course still doing more damage than her because I'm a geared level 80, but she's slowly creeping up there because we're pulling packs of like 20, 30, 40 mobs sometimes, and she has like true AoE because she has this Holy Nova, is that what it's called? Which hits everything.
Never played a priest, but yeah.
And I've got a lot of cleave as a paladin. I've got my consecration that I put down, and it kind of hits everything. And when we do the pack of zombies, I've got my whatever it's called, that does an AoE damage and stun to all undead. That's an awesome spell, especially when pulling AoE packs. But so she's getting in there, and I'm doing my like Divine Storm where I hit 4 mobs, but we've got 30 of them. So she comes in and she's hitting all 30, and she's like creeping up the meters. And I'm like, nope, I got to stay ahead. So it's
So even when DPS isn't your thing, you still want to be ahead of everybody on DPS.
well, of course I do. Why wouldn't I? But she's when we're doing AoE packs, she's like pulling her weight. She's doing a bit. Now, I don't know. I didn't read the spell description, but I kind of wish that when Holy Nova went off, it also healed you for a bit, too. Because that'd be cool. Like, if it was damage and healing. Because then we could really, like, go AoE. Because I feel like there's spells like that. Or at least there used to be. That do damage and you get a portion of the healing. I know Paladins get it with Divine Storm. Like, I do my Divine Storm, and, like, 10% of the damage I do is healed to myself and the people around me. But
I think the closest I have as a shaman is a shamanistic rage, but it comes back as mana.
which is still useful.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know why I started talking. Oh yeah, because she's working on her tailoring. So, and she's been disenchanting all the stuff she tailors to put into enchanting, because she's been working on her enchanting as well.
Good.
So either way, we ended up farming almost the full 240 whatever bolts of Mage Weave, and like I think we were almost there. And then she realized, she's like, "Hold on, I think I did the math wrong. I think I only need 80." It was way less, and I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot less. Because, like I said, I think she added both sections where it said Mage Weave and the cloth somehow. I don't know how she added the cloth to it. Silk to it.
Silk is easy. Silk is Scarlet Monastery
Silk is also dirt cheap on the auction house
because it's so easy.
because I keep getting, because Silk also drops in Zul'Farrak a bit. So I've been trying to sell off all the Silk I've been getting. And if I'm lucky, I get like 2 gold per stack.
Isn't it better just to make bandages out of them and sell the bandages?
No, I think it's still more to sell it for 2 gold a stack with the silk. I'm not vendoring it.
Yeah.
Like I'm selling it on the auction house for, I'm pretty sure, more than I get for the bandages. But I don't know. Maybe that's why people are buying it. Maybe I'm underselling it.
I wonder if it's rune cloth that does it. There's one thing you can make bandages.
Netherweave, it makes valuable bandages. Netherweave bandages sell for more than Frostweave bandages. Like, I think they saw that people were just, like, instead of selling it to other people, were just making bandages and vendoring their Netherweave. I think they were like, oh, shoot, we got to keep this in the economy. Because when you sell something on the auction house, it takes gold out of the economy. When you sell something to a vendor, it adds golds into it. So they want people selling things to each other, not to vendors.
Because they don't want gold in the economy.
No.
Then why would
Q
they
WoW token
introduce
talk
the
later.
tech? I said tech because you kind of stopped me.
What? New audio device.
And you notice what I just did there? I talked louder and I went backwards.
See? And you didn't max out. You're learning.
Oh, my stomach. Something's wrong with my stomach, man.
So then we started doing rune cloth, and man, rune cloth is easy to farm. Like, she only needed like 600 rune cloth or something, and our first Strathhome run, we did the dead part of live side and then all of dead side, and we got like 300 rune cloth. Like, it was ridiculous. So we did that, and then we did more leveling, et cetera, et cetera. So she's working on that. So how far have you got your leatherworking and stuff?
I'm really close to finishing TBC, and then I'll be into Northrend. The thing is,
You've been skinning Northrend stuff, though, so you've probably got a stockpile of leather, right?
I got a bit, yeah. The thing is, I screwed up my leveling of TBC. So I was supposed to make... So TSM, all right, so it confused me a little bit. I thought there was no gnawhide leather, but apparently, unlike other things, it opens up other things. You can see the entire list, but no, I had to drop it down to see the rest. Which
I don't use TSM, so I don't really know what you mean.
Well, it's like a folder on a PC. So you can see, let's say I named a folder Gnawhide Leather, so it would show it there and have a little triangle.
Okay.
And you click the triangle and it opens it up and you can see all the files. So in this case, it searched Gnawhide Leather and it shows a strip, like its best deal on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you hit it and open it up, it'll show you all the rest of it that's listed.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, there are times I do search and it just shows me everything. So when I open this up, I go, there's only one listing of Gnawhide Leather. But no, I was going, oh, wait a minute. There's a triangle there. I clicked it and there's more. So I bought the Gnawhide Leather, and I was supposed to make heavy Gnawhide Leather.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent it over to my leather worker from my banker called For the Horde. And
Is this your alliance banker?
Yep. And
You just can't accept that we're alliance now, can you?
I made this when I was bugging Bob.
Oh, this was your harassment bot.
Yeah, when I
Okay.
was bugging Bob, asking if he was selling gold.
When you were doing a little a little harmless stalking. I was trying to remember our episode name.
Yeah. So I went in there and I made the heavy Draenic or the heavy knot-hide leather. Then I went to make the Draenic vests. I'm going, I don't have anything for Draenic vests. No, I made what I did was I made the knot-hide armor kit by accident.
Did you get skill ups for it at least?
Yeah, I got the skill ups I needed,
Oh, whatever.
but
As
then
long
I
as you get the
didn't. I
skill ups
didn't
in
have
the end.
enough leather to finish off the heavy knot-hide leather, so I'm just a little bit
Oh.
away. I mean, I could buy it.
You could. So I, on my, you know how my paladin I boosted up.
No, we made this coffee. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we make our own coffee. We don't go places and buy it. Is that in my shot now? Nah, I'm sure it's fine. You can't just be advertising for Tim Hortons on our podcast, Al.
We're not advertising for Tim Hortons. It just we're advertising for Mere Casuals.
Product placement.
Well, we have to place it now because of Rested XP. Use promo code Mere
Oh,
Casuals.
shoot. So my paladin, you know how I boosted my paladin up to 80? No,
Yeah.
boosted him up to 70, leveled him up really quickly to 80, and I still haven't done my professions.
Yeah,
Because
that's what made us have to boost to 80.
nobody made you boost. I was leveling with you. I had a character that I was leveling with you guys with, my warrior. I was playing it with you, but we were just never on at the same time.
You totally made me boost.
I didn't make you boost. Nobody made you do anything. Bob made you boost. He was threatening to pay for it for you.
Yeah, well, I got to blame somebody. I spent money. I bought Rested XP. That guide was not the cheapest guide. It was.
But
like
was it the best guide? So do you get? So I haven't. Have I bought a guide? I don't think I've actually bought a guide yet. I think I should use the free one. So I probably should because I want to see. Do you get the gold farming guides with it?
I don't know.
You should look because my understanding when I was looking at the website is if you buy a guide, you also get access to the gold farming guides, and those are what I really want. Like leveling, I can do.
I know
Like
they
because
sell a
I've
gold
done it
farming guide.
because I've done it so many times, but I didn't see a price for a gold farming guide. I got the impression that you get a subscription for the gold buying guide when you buy a guide. You know what? I don't know.
I got the
Either way, the gold buying guides look really good. That's what I want to use, and I'm just curious if that gives you access to them because I couldn't find a spot just to subscribe to the gold buying guides.
I will take a look at it when I get home.
Okay, because that's what I want because I need gold buying,
that'll
gold
make it
farming
worth-
guide.
Yeah, that'll.
I don't think they have a gold buying guide.
So I got the 1 to 80 Horde and Alliance, and I figured because I'm going, why am I buying this for a guy that's like 76?
Well, you can
75,
reuse
76?
it.
But then I looked, it's level 1 to 80
Yeah.
for Horde and Alliance.
So when you
it's
inevitably make a rogue on Benediction and you level it up, you can use the guide.
I have a Paladin right now, Righteous Squid.
But when you inevitably make a rogue with a decent, non-insane name,
What is wrong with Righteous Squid? He's a Draenei Paladin.
because when I look at it, I don't read Righteous Squid.
What do you read?
Like I don't know, read Juice Quid or something. Like it just doesn't seem.
You really have a hard time with shortened out no vowel names.
I do. I have issues. I have language issues.
Well, thankfully, you're
You
one
know
in a
this about
million.
my language issues.
Thankfully, you're 1 in a million.
My brain does
There's only
not.
7,000 of them.
My brain does not comprehend things. I'm not good at things with language and weird names and stuff.
Do you play Scrabble well?
I play Scrabble very well because those are real words.
But the thing is, sometimes you have to because you have to make the words up, missing a letter in your tray.
yeah, but they're still real words.
Sometimes you have to do missing a letter. So I mean, does your mind not let you make?
My
up
mind
a word?
sees the missing letter. See, here's why I like Scrabble.
So let your mind
because
see
Scrabble, you use all real words. None of this weird nonsense using JUS as righteous. Like that's not a thing. How does that make sense?
JUS isn't right. The WRIT
it's-
part is right.
But it's wrong. It's for the same reason that I have difficulty using like slang and stuff. Like I can't talk with slang properly. And I don't even swear. I can't swear because my brain can't process how to use it properly. Because
Yeah,
they're
you
not
don't
like
swear.
real words. I can only process
Is that
real
why
words.
you don't swear?
It's one of the reasons, yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Well, they are real words.
Well, but they're like fake real words.
So do you go around going, I don't know what the excrement you're talking about.
No, I just don't say that. I'm not good at things.
I gotta go take an excrement.
Do you actually need to?
No.
Okay. But yeah, so language problems. Your name doesn't make sense to me. A lot of people on WoW, their names don't make sense to me. I see
Really?
somebody, I'm like, what kind of stupid combination of letters is that? And they're like, it says this. I'm like, no, it doesn't say that at all.
So what did you call Bobby when you first met him?
Bob?
His character name.
Okay, but I didn't read his character name. I listened to his podcast first. So I had no idea that it was spelled wrong. How am I supposed to know it's spelled wrong in an audio format?
Blazin' Bob.
Yeah.
Blazin'
My
Bob.
name's Blazin' Bob, but it's spelled Blazin' Bob. He doesn't introduce himself like that. Why are we talking about this? What was I saying?
Oh yeah. So
I didn't level up. I didn't level my professions.
Yeah.
And gold bar farming guide. You're going to make a rogue someday, probably.
We get so far off track that we have to.
I need to start leveling my warrior again. I have been working on him off and on because the Joyous Journeys is amazing, especially for leveling at low levels.
Good till the 20th, right?
Probably. Did they announce an end date for it? Because last time they added it and it ended when the new phase came out. So I'm assuming it's ended on the 20th.
It's the new phase.
It would be nice if they were to just leave it in, because why do you need to punish people leveling alts at this point?
Well, suppose you're not leveling at all. Suppose you're new.
Then that's even better. You'll be caught up with your friends faster.
What if you're a new person with no friends?
Then that's too bad, and I don't know what to tell you. You know you can click off Joyous Journeys, right?
Yes.
So you don't have to use it.
Yes.
So
Can you just click it off of your buffs, or
no,
do
you go to an
have to
innkeeper
go to the
or something.
innkeeper?
I think you have to
Okay.
go to an innkeeper and be
'Cause-
like, I would like to not benefit from this buff, please.
Yeah, because I know you have to go to the innkeeper, but I'm going up there. I can click things off. I wonder if I can click this off, but I didn't want to.
No, the
So I didn't
innkeeper
wanna-
actually will then slap you really hard and be like, what's wrong with you? And when they slap you, the buff falls off.
That would actually be pretty freaking awesome if that's the way it
cool.
happened.
But yeah, they don't do cool things like that. So
So my question, this guide, because I think I was leading into this, is running me around Zoldrak.
it sounds more like an explanation than a question, but I'll let you go.
Zoldrak. No, there's a question. And you were saying how you went into... See, I'm getting bored of Zoldrak. It's not the best. And I'm thinking...
Zaldrak, not Zalfarak. Okay. Yeah,
So
and not
if
my
I-
favorite zone.
If I run into Sholazar Basin, I can be skinning more, and I like Sholazar Basin, and I know it.
Are you 76?
I'm 77.
Then go to Sholazar Basin. Why are you in
Will the
Zaldrak?
guide adjust?
Yeah, it'll adjust by what zone you're in.
I was waiting for it to tell me to go to another zone. I'm going, okay, what do I do now?
Well, here's the thing.
Years,
Zaldrak is probably the fastest route, but if you don't like that zone, I'm sure there's a way to just go to a different zone.
just flying around there is hard. You got to duck under a lot of things and everything. It's just crazy.
In Zaldrak?
Yeah.
I just don't like the zone. I thought,
kinda
going back to
interesting.
Classic, when Classic was restarting, I had it in my head that I liked Zaldrak because it's a kind of a cool looking zone and has a neat theme to it, and there's like a storyline that you go through leading up to the thing. But in practice, I hate doing the quests there,
Yeah.
especially the ones up in that flying ziggurat thing where you have to go up and down and up and down. I hate that so much.
I just finished that.
Like that is the worst. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is the worst quest chain in Wrath.
Thumbs up.
I can't stay at 0 thumbs up. I'm not a fan of that quest chain.
I'll give it 1 because it's got its use. It's good story. The zone itself is rather interesting. You go through different phases. And
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my statement. It is the second worst quest chain in WoW in Wrath because at least you get good experience for it. Unlike the one later in the zone where you have to go to like the 4 areas and do the little mini quests for the people, the patrol one, because you don't even get experience for the mini quests.
why did I do them?
It's terrible.
You do the first time. Oh,
No, you don't.
for the yellow
you get like
patrol?
almost no experience because like the quest is go in. Okay, I'm probably wrong. Discord, tell me I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure you pick up the patrol quest and it's like go to this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And when you go to this guy, he's like, get this stuff off my shelf, and you go collect and you give it to him. I think that's one of the quests. I don't know. And you go to this guy and he's like, do this thing for me, and you do it.
Yeah.
I don't think you get hardly any, if any at all, experience for those little mini quests So you spend like an hour flying around doing these little things all over in this big like cube around the zone, and you get barely any experience for the whole thing. Like,
You will get an achievement if you can do it faster.
yeah, but do you?
Yeah. I forget what it is because I
See, now I
always
want to
get-
do it, but I
always
hate
get
it.
stuck on that stupid shelf.
What shelf?
Can you get this off the shelf for me?
Oh, well, you just got to know what everything looks like.
Yeah.
But I mean, why would I memorize
But-
that when I don't
but-
like the quest? I never finish it. I never do that quest line.
But now,
You can finish
Now-
Zaldrak, and you can get the meta achievement for finishing X number of quests in the zone without doing that patrol quest
yes, I do know.
because I don't like it.
Rested XP actually told you what shelf it was on.
See, that's handy.
Yeah,
Still hate the quest, but that's
so
handy.
Use code Mere Casuals at checkout.
And the one where you gotta like something to do with rats. You gotta like feed rats to something. Is that part of the patrol too? Because I don't like that quest
I
either.
didn't read it because Rested XP got me through, so I'm throwing a rat and I'm going, this thing's not becoming gorged. And I said, okay, so I'm going to guess that I have to get 3 of these things, 5 of those things.
Yeah, 5.
And I'm going to need 5 rats. So I looked it up.
For every
You
engorged
need
basilisk.
5 rats for the engorged basilisks.
And then you need to do like 5 engorged basilisks or
And
something.
then you're picking up 20 wood and 10 plants while you're in
Yes.
the area. I just did that one yesterday, by the way.
And see this is why I prefer Sholazar Basin. It is
And-
a way better zone.
What's even worse about that quest?
They must have had 2 different people design these zones.
What happened? What's worse about that quest for me, anyway, is that when I engorged the friggin' thing and I took its crystal, it disappeared.
The crystal disappeared?
No, the alligator, the basilisk.
Oh, you can't skin it.
I can't skin it.
I bet if you were doing quests in Sholazar Basin, you could skin the stuff there.
Yeah.
That's my new favorite zone.
And other people's stuff. You know what else, though? You know what else I liked about Zaldrak? If I played a hunter, I don't know hunters. You let me know. But in the back, they have the cats in the snowy portion of Zaldrak, and they have the one set of cats with the purple eyes.
I don't know what you mean by the cats.
They're the white sabers. They're beasts.
like way back in the back of the zone.
Yeah.
I still don't know what you mean, but you can finish your story.
Yeah, no, I want, if I was a hunter, I'd want one of those white cats.
Oh, as
with
a
the
pet.
purple eyes. Yeah.
That would be cool. But in Northrend, like in Wrath, you know how in Old World, like in Classic, when you took a pet as a hunter, it looked like the pet you took. In Wrath, I think a lot of the hunter pets turn into like the same model once you turn them into a pet.
That is
Like
fucking lame.
the wolf, like the dog ones. When you take a dog pet, like if you find like, oh, I like that one, it's gray. You take it, it turns the same shade of white as every other dog.
It can. Oh,
It
'cause
does.
There are special beasts you can get with Beast Mastery.
Yeah, but those
yeah,
are
like
like different
Loch na Hawk.
types. Those are different types.
And there's
But like if you want like
ghost-
a wolf pet, because I think the wolf pet, I can't remember because it's been a while since Sam was a hunter, but I think the wolf pet is the best DPS pet in Wrath. And we were going through and we saw one that looked different. It was really cool. And I was like, oh, you should take that as your pet. That's a cool looking pet. And she took it, and as soon as she tamed it, it turned into every other dog. Like it was dumb.
Yeah,
So they might do that with the cats too. You might just get some standard generic cat.
That would be stupid. So in Classic WoW, like the Classic WoW where they promised not to bring in the token, it wasn't Wrath of the Lich King or Burning Crusade, just Classic WoW that didn't
Yeah.
have a token. Actually, it did if you played retail. You can get the token and still keep your Classic WoW going. It just wasn't actually sold. Okay. My favorite pet on my hunter, I got out of a jar.
Oh, the canopic jar or whatever? Wasn't that? No, that was an archaeology thing.
Yeah. No,
What are you
it's-
talking about?
It's over in Dark Shore or Darkshire. There's too many darks on the Alliance side. Okay, so
Dark
you-
Shore is the
you-
shore. Dark Shire is the shire.
That's good. So I'm pretty sure it's Dark Shore. You know, at the back you have that one tower
Night Elf
you go
area?
into? Yeah,
Yeah, it's Dark Shore.
yeah. So you go in the back. There's a little tower there. You do a bunch of quests in there, which is kind of hard. And
Very
that's-
poorly lit zone, by the way.
And that's actually where I got the. That's where if you go back to Classic, you're going to get the pattern for Robes of Arcana for Warlocks. So you'll want to do that thing. And
Oh, was that the tower that you were like trying to farm in forever, and you were getting all frustrated because you kept dying or something?
yeah, it's tough. It's tough for his level. It's filled with Warlocks and their minions. And I said, okay, I
Warlocks
had
are the
enough of this.
worst.
I'm going to kill one more on the way out, then I'm done. and drop the pattern. So yeah, I was kind of happy.
See,
So,
I try and do that. Like if I go farm something and I'm always like, okay, this is it. I'm giving up. This is the last one. It doesn't drop. I'm like, okay, I'll wait a little bit more. And I'll be like,
So-
this is the last one, hoping I can trigger it to drop. It never works.
so you go a little bit further in the back, and there is the fish snake people, because I forget what they're called.
The Naga
The Naga.
or the Murloc? No, the
Naga,
Naga,
Naga.
the snake ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Naga, and they have some jars on the ground. So they're part of a quest. You got to pick up the jars, and you got to get something out of it. And every now and then, the jars will spawn a ghost cat to attack you.
Oh, and you can tame that ghost cat.
It's tough in Classic WoW because I think it has an interrupt, but you can, if you tame it, it keeps its ghostly form.
See, that's classic WoW was way cooler with hunter pets because you could seek out those unique looking pets, and the pets had unique abilities.
Yes.
Like you could go get pets like I know the bats in ZG had like a silence ability, and there's that cat in Badlands that everybody wants for some
Yep.
reason. I've never played a hunter.
Because it's got the fastest attack, I believe.
Yes, probably. But that was cool. Like I loved the way they did hunter pets in Classic because you could go and like Horde side. A lot of people wanted like Ichiaki because of the cool like white cat look.
The
and,
only
like,
white cat in the game.
yeah, and they all had unique looks and unique abilities. They did hunters right in Classic.
Yeah,
I think.
I still have a character that has the Ishiaki horn, or it can at least pick it up to summon him at any time. There was another rare in the Barrens, which spawns just outside of Ratchet. Same model of tiger, just a different skin. Again,
Oh, that is the Barrens. I was thinking the Badlands. Did I say the Barrens? When I was talking about the cat with the fastest
I think you said
attack.
Barrens.
Oh, no, I said Badlands.
fastest attack is Badlands.
Yeah, I meant Badlands because you said Barrens, and I was like,
Well, you're
Ratchet's
talking
not in
about
the Barrens.
Ishiaki.
Yeah, that was a separate thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing that I heard about the Badlands one is that his attack, because it's the fastest attack, it causes havoc for casters with the pushback.
So does the silence on the bats.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they did it right. If they give you just a generic when you're going out for the big ones, I'm gonna. Oh man,
So
I'd be madder at that than the token.
So here's the question then: when not if, when WoW comes out with their classic hardcore servers, what class are you gonna play? Because you know we got to play.
Yes.
And I think I was talking earlier about this. We need to figure out how to stream, and we should do like a duo or a trio.
I know how to stream.
Yeah, but with all of us on the same stream. Can we do that? Like
Well,
pick
like-
someone to be the primary PC and then have all our faces on it.
Well, how Bob does his thing is how we would do it.
Yeah. But then we'd want our gameplay in the background instead of his generic swoosh,
Well, it would be
swoosh
one
flying around.
person's gameplay.
I know.
So
Could we set it up to switch between?
maybe, or maybe we can.
Yeah, I don't know
maybe
either.
we can have 3 different.
I feel like
streams.
we've got some time because there's no definitive date on when these are coming out yet, but I want to do that because I definitely want to try hardcore, and I feel like the only reason to play hardcore is to stream it because
Yes.
it's kind of boring just doing it on your own. And I don't think they have all the nonsense rules about grouping.
And also, I want to do something with you later. So when we're off the stream, we can talk about it.
I don't-
Yeah, I don't know if you'll have
I
time
don't know
to do
if
it.
I'm into that, but
Yeah,
okay.
You shared a tent with me.
True. What were we talking about? Oh, what class? What class would you play if you did hardcore?
I'd want to know what other people are playing because I don't want us to go around as like 3 paladins. 3 paladins.
So
would
if
be
the
sweet.
yeah, well, you know what? It wouldn't matter really if there's 3 of us. Like we could do 3 hunters and just completely rip stuff up because hunters don't die. But if we did like a standard group like tank, healer, DPS, Sam seems to like healing,
Yeah.
so she'd probably go healer. I generally take the tank role, so I'd probably play a warrior because I like
But
playing
you-
warriors hard.
But you don't like the tank role.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I like it just fine. I think it suits my playstyle because I tend to charge ahead and attack things.
Alliance or Horde?
Yeah, probably.
You answered it like you were me.
Well, here's the thing. Leveling, I prefer Horde.
But given that we'll probably have people playing with us, maybe even
But here's the thing with hardcore. You die, and then that character's gone. So it doesn't matter. You can switch back and forth. You can play whatever you want.
yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. The only thing you'd want to look out for is if you wanted to do like hardcore raiding, you'd want to find out what side the big hardcore raiding guild was on. But like, I wouldn't play hardcore to raid. I'd be too worried about losing my character because I'd probably die.
Yeah, well, you get all the way to 60, first raid, and boom.
Although I did see, I think it was on Bob's podcast last week. Someone called in with a voicemail and I made a suggestion about would WoW like sell reses, and one of the guests, I can't remember which guest it was. It might have been Go. I don't know. I can't remember. One of the guests though had the idea where, first of all, they were all like, ha ha ha, no, Blizzard will never do that. What if they give you the option to transfer your character to a live server if it dies?
Yeah.
And I think that's the best idea I've heard. That's a good idea. Because
with the mark, like either a permanent buff that indicates that you died during hardcore.
like if you reach 60? Like the Soul of Iron kind of thing, right?
Well, like it doesn't even have to be good. It could just be like something that
Just an
shows that you died on
Even
hardcore.
just an achievement, maybe a title. Does WoW do titles? They do titles. Yeah, titles.
They do battleground titles.
They do lots of titles because you can get titles for different achievements. I blanked on it.
No. And we're thinking hardcore classic is probably going to be 1 to 60, right?
Yeah,
So they didn't have a lot of titles back then.
I guess. But yeah, like that was the best idea I've heard for, like, I've heard a lot of weird takes on hardcore. That's the only one that I was like, wow, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of pissed.
Especially if you hit 60 and you want to keep that character as like a trophy.
Did we got up to 60 on our season of masteries, didn't we?
Did we?
I don't know. I think we did, and I don't remember. I mean, you can't look back because they're gone now.
Did they delete the servers?
I think so.
I mean, we might have. We were on a Baron server, though.
We were Horde. We were in the Barrens a lot. But no, I'm just thinking. I think we missed out on keeping a character. But no, yeah,
Possibly, but it would be a level 60 character. You can level 1 to 60 in Wrath easily.
I've got 2 level 60 characters.
Especially
right
with
now.
Joyous Journeys up. It takes like 20 minutes.
1 to 60 is 20 minutes.
I'm exaggerating. It's short. So we're going to skip the news segment today. We touched on hardcore briefly there.
Okay, then we'll.
Oh,
say
do you
this
have news?
No, we'll just say this out of news. This is kind of something that we're going to cover next week.
Do I know about this?
You will. It's coming really, really soon.
I will, Riker.
Yeah, it's coming really,
You
really
will,
soon.
Kona.
The end.
The end of what?
The end of this strange, wonderful trip.
Oh shoot! Is that coming up soon?
That's coming up in a couple
we
weeks.
got to do that.
So
we
I
gotta
feel
not forget that.
this will be the ending of one person's journey, and maybe the start of another.
Are you gonna start it on somebody else?
Well, I got a new main over on the Alliance side.
That leads me into one of my biggest criticisms of current WoW Classic. Something that, hold on, now I need to sneeze.
Achoo, bless you.
I think I'm good. So my biggest complaint about WoW Classic is not the WoW token. It is not GDKPs. It is not gold selling. It is not botting. What's something else people don't like? It is not server imbalance.
You put me on the spot.
I don't know. It's none of the things that people complain about. My biggest ambulance. My biggest complaint about WoW Classic is that achievements are not account wide. That does change, and they have it on retail. It's account wide. Why isn't it account wide?
Because we need to keep it as pure as possible.
No, but it's not pure now. Why? It needs to be account wide achievements. Okay,
Yeah.
because
And
I have
what
a
about mounts?
paladin. What?
And mounts.
I don't care about the mounts. Mounts account wide would be cool. I'd be fine with that. Cosmetic pets account wide. That would be great. Sure, fine. There's nothing game breaking about any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change the gameplay at all, with the possible minor exception of the 310 speed mounts. And really, does it matter that you're going a tiny little bit faster? I don't think it matters. So why aren't they shared? Like I've got a paladin on Ash Candy that I've spent a year and a half ish. I don't know, when did Classic start? 2 years? I've spent a while building up achievements on this character. I've got like well over 5,000 achievement points. I don't remember what. I've been working on the Long Strange Trip. I've done raids. I've done all this stuff. We've gone back and we've done all the old dungeons. I've got a bunch of my Lore Master done. But we find out people we want to play with are playing on a different server, so we roll up a character there, and all those achievements are gone.
But
Doesn't
they're still
matter
there.
anymore. They're still there, but on a different
They're
character.
just
Why
over-
aren't they account wide?
they're
Why
just
can't
over on Ask Candy.
They're my achievements. They're not Will Riker's achievement. He's not a real person. He's a character in a game. They're my achievements.
Yeah. So you said a year and a half. He's about to finish the Long Strange Trip, which is a year, so he's about a year old. And Wrath came out about a year ago.
Did I make a new character? Oh, right. Yeah, because we switched to Horde, because we used to be Alliance. Right. I was thinking when I was thinking when Classic. I was thinking when Classic came out, which was like 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
But different characters. But either way, ow, I've got a foot cramp.
So the question, I don't know if you were done, but
I Blizzard people, because I know you all listen to this podcast. Make account. That's so ineffective. I can't say it properly.
make achievements.
Blizzard people, make achievements account wide. They need to be. It's silly that they're not, and it hurts my feelings. What were you going to say?
I was going to answer the question that started all this.
Who asked a question?
You did.
I did?
Yeah. So
What question
if
did I
we're on
ask?
Alliance,
Oh, what class?
yeah. Would I try something new? That would have to be a priest. I could try a mage. I did a mage before, but no, I don't.
It seems hard. It seems hard to learn a new class going into hardcore.
Either rogue or druid.
Rogues are very popular hardcore classes.
I got a shaman already. I don't want to overdo the shaman, but I would do rogue or druid.
See, I would probably go melee. I would probably go. My brain tells me to do warrior because I want to do a warrior, because I like warriors in classic. I like them in Wrath too. But the other part of my brain is like, do a paladin. But then I'm like, I already have so many paladins. And then there's a third part of my brain that's like, try something new, play a warlock or a hunter. And then
I don't want hunter. For some reason, I just want to stay away from hunter. Although we were talking about the pets, that'd be cool.
yeah, that's the one that would lean me towards that is the pet stuff.
I'm going to go to 4. Rogue, druid, paladin, or warrior.
Oh, you stealing my two, huh?
Because when you said you liked warriors, I realized I've played a number of warriors. I played a lot of warriors, actually. So I have Tenderize, which was a Tauren warrior over in retail. I have Tlehui Cole, who is on... that's a historic warrior name.
You and your researched names that I can't pronounce.
He's over on Alliance side, but he's like level 46.
Tiny culottes. That's what I used to call him.
You know, you didn't even interact with him enough to call him anything.
I did because I made fun of his name. Because I'd see you on him. I didn't play with him. I'd be like, oh, Al's on Tiny culottes again.
I had, Torash.
Torash is Sam's home.
Oh, Wild Salmonantha has appeared.
Yeah, my 4 would be Paladin, Warrior. I don't want to do a Shaman because I don't like Shamans in Classic. Hi, Sam. Hi. Welcome home from work. We're recording a podcast. You going to go take a nap? Or do you want to say hi to the people? Your stuff's not out. What did I say? Warrior, Paladin. What else would I don't want to play a mage. I don't like mages. I don't want to play a druid because it's too much learning. I want to play a warlock, but I also don't like warlocks. Rogue, maybe. I kind of like rogues.
So you've picked the 4 that I picked so far.
No, I said rogue, maybe. I don't think it's not on my list. I don't like priests.
There's one
What
thing
am I missing? Hunter? I don't know if I want to play a hunter. Am I missing any classes? Monk? Is that going to be an option?
No, not for a few expansions. We
Definitely not in
we still have to
hardcore.
get through Clapicalism.
Cataclysm. I feel like I'm missing a class.
If
but I
you're
don't
going to
know
be a
what.
warlock, there's one thing I want to warn you about.
Life tapping? What's it called?
Those runes.
Well, you don't have to use the runes, though.
Just don't fat
That's
finger
something you
it.
have to go. Anybody can use those.
Anybody except for
I don't remember his name because
Guzu.
streamers go in one ear and out the other for me.
Guzu.
Which I say minutes after saying we should stream hardcore.
Uh-huh.
We should stream hardcore. Also, I hate people that stream hardcore. So let's get because we've been talking for a lot longer than I expected, and I do have to go to work eventually.
Today.
pillow over the face for 45 seconds. Okay, so we're back from our brief Al break. Oh, we should have, you know what? I probably just inserted ads into that break. That sounds like a thing I could have done.
Use code Mere Casuals at checkout.
Different ads. We don't get to pick those ads. So let's go to Discord, because last week we did an episode where we talked for a little bit, but not a ton of time, on the WoW token, and that sparked much discussion in our Discord.
Yes, which apparently whatever the WoW token affects is nothing that I have ever or will probably ever do. So
Well,
my opinion
what do
doesn't
you
seem to
feel that
matter.
WoW? Because I've heard a lot of other opinions now. Given what you've heard in the past week and a half, what effect do you think the token's going to have?
I don't know.
Like, what have you heard?
Because somebody said, "What do you mean you don't even do GDKP right now?"
No, that wasn't okay. So a discussion popped up about inflation and all this stuff, because for some reason we're stuck on the fact that the WoW token is going to cause inflation, despite the fact that they're selling for only like $5.5K right now,
Pennies on the dollar.
and they're just recirculating money that's already in the economy. So it's lost on me how this is going to cause inflation, but okay, we'll give it to people. It's going to cause inflation. Ooh. So one of the solutions was, and it also worked into this discussion was the discussion on how terrible GDKPs are and why they are a bane to the WoW community. Because, I mean, they're not, but, oh, there's a fly. They're not, but people seem to think they are. So what that discussion turned into was someone had the idea that, okay, ban GDKPs unless there's like a tax on what you spend in the GDKP, and that money gets pulled out of the circulation. They weren't quite sure what that meant or how that would work, but they were like, okay, well, do it like a 25%. Like, say you bid 1,000 gold on something, 25% of that poofs away, or you have to pay an extra 25% as the tax. It wasn't clear to me, A, what exactly the details were, or B, why on earth that would be a good thing.
They couldn't even do it.
But
really.
then you chimed in and you're like, I already pay taxes in real life. I don't want to pay taxes in WoW. And I was like,
Yes,
you've
I
never
totally
even done a GDKP.
Totally sounded like that. No, well, the thing is, I got GDKP out of it. I just saw them complaining about the token, so I was talking about the whole thing.
You were
in
scrolling
general.
through chat and you saw the word tax and you were like, taxes, I hate taxes.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I disagree. I don't remember whose idea that was. So I'm not going to say it's a terrible idea, just in case it's someone I like that said it. But
How do you tax a player-to-player transfer of money?
you should not. Also, they already do. It's called the auction house. But,
Player-to-player, that's auction house.
well, it's player to player with an intermediary.
No, I'm talking about direct player-to-player. I'm talking about me going
You
over and
don't
giving
and you
$5.
shouldn't.
So here's how they would have to do it. They would have to keep track of everything, and then once a year ask you to fill out a set of forms. And if you haven't already paid into it, they're going to have to see. So that is literally a tax
Oh, you know what they should
system.
do? You know what they should do? Okay. What they need to do is, okay, so they keep track of all your GDKP, right?
It's a
So they keep
W4,
track of
WoW4.
they keep track of everything you've received as a payout from a GDKP, right? So then they keep track of that. You need to keep track and keep screenshots of all your bids and money that you've paid into items for GDKPs, right? And those will be like deductible from the end. And then at the end, you'll get your tax bill of the 25% of GDKP earnings you've gotten throughout the year. So then if you can't afford that, then what WoW should do is they should garnish 50% of all all gold drops in game, and just off the top you get like 50% less drops from like raid mobs and stuff. And when you vendor your grays, the vendor keeps 50% of that, and your wages, your in-game selling of stuff to vendors and stuff, they get garnished until your tax bill has been paid off.
Now, on top of that, you have to wait. So the auction house should send you a statement yearly. Anybody that exchanges money with you for services should be giving you a form, and you have to have a file.
Oh, this
by
could
a
all be
certain-
digital because this is all in game.
No,
You should have a ledger that you have to have
no.
taking up one inventory
Yes.
spot.
You still need the official tax form.
Yeah.
But whether or not you get it doesn't matter. You still have to report it. And if you do have to report it without getting it, then you should be made to do your best guess without going under. Because if you go under,
Oh, because they'll know.
yeah,
So you have to guess.
in the states
but you have
of
to guess
crime,
higher.
here it's a fine. So if you go under, you're going to be clicked for not reporting income properly. If you go over, they can say, "Okay, thank you."
There you go. So we've got it figured out. So we need a big, annoying, complicated tax system.
So you know what I
just so
just-
that
you know what we
people
just
can
did?
still enjoy GDKPs.
You know what we just did? We
What
just
did we
put
just
real
do?
life into a fucking game. I'm sorry to the person that suggests this. It might sound like, okay, we're just...
Well, see,
Yeah,
I'm
it's our
critical
opinion.
of it. I'm
It's-
critical of it, and I think it's a terrible idea because I don't think GDKPs are a problem.
I think it was Falkenberg. It's just our opinion. But
No,
we
I don't think it was his idea, was it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But if the person listens, it's just it's our opinion of it, and we might disagree. But we're also dramatizing it.
Dramatizing? Dramatizing.
We're exaggerating. We're having fun. Well, we're having fun. You might not be. You might be going, these
Okay.
sons of bitches. I don't
So-
like them anymore.
Well, I feel like it's a fair. I don't think GDKPs are a problem.
Do you know?
I-
Do you know
I
what the
don't
WoW token?
understand the
Do
criticism.
you know what the WoW token has done for me? Saved me $60
Well, yeah, there you go.
because I
See,
used
that's the thing. They've gotten so cheap.
Yeah, so because I used WoW money that I didn't actually literally have to pay for, because what I actually pay for is enjoyment of the game. I had enjoyment of the game, and I got some WoW gold to go with it, and I was able to buy 3 tokens, which if I just waited, I could have bought 4, but I got them at a relatively good price, 6,100, and I don't have to pay for 60 days.
Yeah, I think they've started going up. Didn't you get 3? I thought it was 90
I got
days.
3.
That's 90 days
30 days, 90 days.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I had 20 on my mind.
because you're good at math, just like Sam.
No, my math was good. I had the wrong numbers.
Sure.
I was thinking of 20.
Oh, there's more than 20
20,
days in a
40,
month.
60. But that's the thing. That's what it's done for me. It's saved me money right now.
So another thing that people use as a criticism of the WoW token is something that happened back in Vanilla Classic, like 4 years ago, because that's valid somehow. So I mentioned the screenshot that people were saying, okay, this has to be the end of this. They should have ended this then, of the guy paying $198,000 for the weapon from Nax. So I found the screenshot. I posted the screenshot in the Discord, and there was some discussion. They were like, well, how much real money would that be? So I went, and apparently Reddit did the math on that, and given the price of buying gold then, it was about $5,100 US worth of gold that the guy spent on that weapon from Nax, which is hilarious, but not a big deal, because why should I care? Clearly that guy wanted it, and maybe he could afford it, but I mean, I don't care.
But here's the thing. Maybe he didn't spend 5,100. Maybe he actually just played it out.
Right.
Maybe. I said maybe. That's the
Right.
thing. What other people do with their money, who cares? But here's the thing.
We're gonna go ahead and assume he bought some gold, because I don't know if you've played Vanilla Classic before, but you're not gonna farm 198,000 gold in Vanilla Classic.
I would.
You're not. There's
I wouldn't.
no way.
There's got to be at least one person that can do it, and he probably bought a weapon.
I don't think so.
Regardless.
There
It's
is no
fake
way.
money, guys.
It is fake. Well, unless you're
It's-
involving real money, but it's
It's a
in-game
game.
currency that he spent in the end.
It's in-game currency.
That according to Al, he totally legitimately farmed himself.
I said, okay, you all heard maybe, right? Everybody but Josh heard maybe.
I heard maybe, but I heard maybe. That's like me saying maybe the Earth is flat. No, it's not.
No.
It's the same level of maybe.
It's clearly oval. Oh, that can be flat still.
It is actually slightly egg shaped. No, oblong. What's the word? Oblong spheroid. I don't
like
know.
oblongs.
I've watched a lot of those conspiracy theory videos. They always criticize the people. They're like, oh, they say that the Earth is an oblong spheroid, but it's actually flat. It's not. But that's the same level of plausibility.
It's smooth.
That guy farming 198,000
smooth, though. It
gold
might not
on
be
his
flat,
own is
but it's
about as
smooth.
likely as the Earth being flat.
It's smooth though. So isn't that kind of like a flat thing?
Different
But it's
definitions
smooth.
of flat.
It's totally smooth. It looks like a perfect ball from space. It's
It does,
smooth.
because relative to the size of it, it is pretty smooth. But that's not what
No,
we're
it's
talking
got
about.
mountains and
We're
stuff.
talking about the WoW. Yeah, but no, I'm not going into this. I'm just not. Let's scroll down Discord, and we're going to see what other people were saying. Oh, someone was talking about people spending a ridiculous amount of money in Counter-Strike. Okay. Oh, so let's go down here. So this is a question from Falcon Mick. I don't know if it's to do with the WoW token,
excuse
but
me.
we're going to ask it. So he says, question for the next episode, which is this episode. Classic Plus is confirmed. This is a hypothetical scenario. As the internet's premier WoW podcast... Oh, that's us. Hey. As the internet's premier WoW podcast, the team has reached out to the cast, granting them each... The team. That must be the WoW team. Granting them each one new feature or change they can add to the game. They have suggested that you don't hold back and go big with your feature. Basically, don't waste your feature on dual spec. Go big. Maybe there are no factions. New class. Entirely new content. Continent? Continent.
There's got to be factions.
Fully redesigned classes? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What do you think? Because I answered below. I know my answer for that right away. I have since forgotten what I was thinking about when I wrote that comment, so I have to try and remember what my answer was. What do you
Dual
want to
spec.
see? No,
No,
he said
I
don't
know,
waste it on
I
dual
know, I
spec.
think that. So what I would do, I thought we addressed this. Maybe we didn't. Maybe, I don't know.
He gave us a different hypothetical last week.
Okay,
I like these
so-
hypothetical scenarios, by the way.
So what I would do, open up Hyjal, open up Oldham, and I wasn't thinking of this, but if you want a new zone, put an island in between. Where Pandaria is now, we can put something else.
Isn't that where the Maelstrom is?
Yeah, something around the Maelstrom.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, you were answering the question.
Hyjal, Oldham, and those are all in one zone, actually. So what would we do on the other side?
No, Oldham's in Tenaris, and
Sorry, one
Hyjal's...
continent.
Oh, okay.
So on the other side, we don't have Blood Elves, so we won't have Blood Elves if it's classic. So I would say open up above the Undercity area, put something else there.
So you're going with the new continent or new zones.
New zones,
Idea.
100%. New continent, just add a little flavor. And the Horde mount,
What?
the Venomhide Ravasar.
Can you not get that as Alliance?
No,
Oh, I didn't know that.
nope, no, because the Alliance have one in classic. The
Is
one
that
in-
not in Classic?
Nope.
You can't get the... Oh, I thought you could.
No,
When did we get it?
I think
Was that in TBC? No, we got it in Classic, didn't we?
no.
Okay, I thought we did.
We were working on it at the same time that the invasion was happening, so it would
The-
be just before
the
Wrath.
AQ invasion?
Just before Wrath.
Oh.
So
yeah.
So they may have
'cause-
released it
okay.
a little early in TBC,
Are you
but
sure you sure that wasn't the Nax?
yes,
Oh, because we were playing Horde at the time.
we were playing Alliance at the time, and it's a Horde mount.
Well, then how did we get it?
Well, we rolled Horde when we came back.
So-
Okona has it. Will Riker has it. Rolaren has it.
Okay. I'm confused about what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So no, what it is, they had the Wintergrasp one that the Alliance could get, and the Horde, they had the trainer in Ongoro, but he didn't do anything, and they eventually said, "Hey, let's give them the Raptor." So they gave it to us in future expansions, which
Cool mount.
I think was Wrath.
But you can't get through doorways. Like in Dalaran, you can't ride it into the buildings. You can't on those big stupid elephant mounts either, though.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
I'm trying to remember what my ideas were. I actually, so he says, go big. Maybe there are no factions. I like that idea.
I don't.
I do. I think that is probably one of the biggest mistakes WoW made. Is it's cool to have, like, it's kind of cool to have the different factions with like world PvP and stuff. But as someone who up until very recently never played on a PvP server, it was just a hindrance.
No, you played on Emerald Dream with me.
That was a long time ago, and that was an RP server.
No, that was.
I'm
that was
90%
PvP.
sure that was an RP server.
No, because as soon as we hit TVC, we were running for our lives.
Maybe, but I don't remember that.
And I remember you trying to attack people when we were questing in one of the plague lands. It was Western, and we were hill jumping there.
Maybe.
When you were playing your druid, you said, "Just wait over here. I want to stealth and get behind this guy."
Okay, that's possible.
I
But
totally remember these things, man.
that was a long time ago. Either way, I generally don't play on PvP realms. And like you could still have PvP and not have the faction system, but like up front, it eliminates half the people you can play with, like right off the bat, and it
On some servers.
well that was my second point. It also leads to like serious faction imbalance on the servers. Like if you looked at a server and you wanted to play on a server and you're like, oh shoot, the server's 98% Horde and 2% Alliance, you have to roll Horde. Like if your friends play on that server, that's the server you want to play on, you can't roll Alliance because no one's Alliance. You can't play Alliance on that server. But if you could still group and quest with people across faction, like if those factions didn't exist, more people, I think there would be more balance to the races people played.
And then you just randomize the battlegrounds.
Sure.
Okay, I accept
Nothing wrong
your
with that.
arguments. I accept your arguments.
I mean-
you've swayed me.
Yeah, battleground's still a battleground. It doesn't matter. Like when I'm in a battleground as Alliance, I don't notice that I'm fighting Horde. I just notice that I'm fighting the other team.
Yeah.
Like I don't care that they're orcs. I'm not motivated by like a deep-seated hatred of orcs. Like I don't care. Like battlegrounds are fun. Like half the time on the server we came from, you join a battleground, it's just when we were Horde, it was just another Horde team with
masks.
creepy Alliance masks on.
Yeah.
Like they already do this. Like you're already fighting against your own people. So I think that would be cool, and a cool experiment for a server, like a one-off server, a seasonal server. Get rid of factions. What was the other one I was going to redesign classes? Yeah, add a bard class. That would be cool. Add the monk class earlier. I didn't like that class, but some people do. Yeah, add a new class to each faction. That'd be fine. Open up Classic Plus with Wrath talents and all the new races and classes up to Pandera. I don't know if they added any after that, so I'm not going to go beyond that. But throw in the goblins and
They
worgans,
did, and,
blood elves and Draenei. Put in the monks and is that the only new class they ever added? Monks? No, the demon hunters. Demon hunters. That was a thing later. I don't remember what expansion that was. But
Death Knight.
add all that stuff. Death Knights, sure.
Oh,
Make them level from level 1.
just going to say, you know what you can do above Undercity? You can level them from level 1.
Yeah, there you go. Add a new zone for Death Knights. Just add all of the classes that Blizzard has come up with over the years. Add all the races.
You know what would be cool?
What would be cool?
If you could pick any race you wanted, but pick the class Death Knight, but you were something else up to a certain point. Let's say you can level like 1 to 55, and then you get caught in an event that kills you, and you wake up under the Lich King's control.
That'd be something.
That would go with the storyline.
Yeah.
To implement that seems complicated, but that would be cool.
Put that in hardcore. If you die in hardcore, you come back as a Death Knight.
I'm good with it, man. I'm so good with it.
Also, what was I? Yeah, see, I can't remember what my answer was to that.
I like mine. You level like 1 to 55. Let's say you're a warrior. So you would be a warrior. I guess you could be a warlock, whatever you want. Whatever you want. But at level 55, you have a chance to go to a trainer,
Yeah.
and you can click on that you want to be a Death Knight.
Oh,
And
see
then-
that? Yeah, that's the way prestige classes or heroic classes, whatever they call Death Knight, that's the way that class should have worked from the beginning.
Yeah.
You should have had to make another class, level it to 55, and then do a quest to turn into a Death Knight.
Yeah. But obviously, you can't do hardcore because you are going to die. But it puts you on a quest that kills you.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me for my.
That would be cool. That's what they should have done.
That's an awesome idea.
So I can't remember
me
my
some
real
article.
answer. I can't remember my real answer. I'm going to keep going on that. Drunko says, "Do not shame Al for mouse moving. I will shame Al for whatever I feel like shaming Al for. That's why he's here." I move via keyboard. Okay, people talking about mouses.
I don't shame very easy, by the way. I've developed a very thick skin. I've had to, being friends with Josh. But no, I'm medicated to a point where I
There
can
was just
withstand many things.
There was some mouse talk. I thought there was more WoW token talk that we missed.
A
Basically,
lot of it
just-
happened in Bob's.
Oh, right. Yeah, a lot of it happened over there. So is the tax stuff. Yeah, basically a lot of the WoW token criticisms quickly merge into GDKP criticisms because people love to complain about things.
However, for everybody that had a criticism for it, I did notice that they were asked the question, what is a scenario you can pick it where you would buy a token? And they all had a scenario, and they all said,
Well,
well, if
yeah.
I was on a brand new server. So they're willing to buy it for a certain scenario.
And I feel like that's what, at the price that they are right now, I feel like that's what the WoW tokens are for. They're ideal for somebody who's rolling on a new server, wants to get their flying mount, their epic mount, whatever, wants to get their cold weather flying, wants to make sure as they level up they have everything they need. Because, I mean, I don't send that much, but when I'm on a server where I've got gold, if I make a new character, from like 1 to 60, I'll mail the character 1,000 gold. That'll cover all of my skills. It'll cover all of my mounts now that they're cheaper. It'll cover everything I need. And then if I want to get epic flying, I'll mail myself gold for epic flying. If I want to get the cold weather flying or in dual spec, I'll mail myself gold for that. But right now, a WoW token is enough to cover everything 1 to 80 that you're going to need to like level up skills. It'll cover... It will, because you make gold while you're leveling.
I was going to say 1,000 alone for the cold weather flying.
Yeah, but you get it's gone back up a bit. It's about 6,000 last time I looked. 6,000 gold plus what you get
the
while
token.
leveling.
Yeah, the token, yeah.
Plus what you get while leveling will get you all your skills. It'll get you dual spec, cold weather flying, epic mount, or epic flying. It gets you everything you need to get 1 to 80, and you'll maybe have probably have a lot gold left over after you do Northrend. And then you can launch rate it. If you want to go into GDKPs, go into GDKPs. If you want to buy some BOE epics, buy some BOE epics. It's a starter package. You're buying a starter package. You go to the auction house at level 1. You buy 5. You have 5 bag slots, right? You buy 5 Frostweave bags, get all your bag space, and you're set.
Or give you the boosting bags.
Boosting bags?
You know, when you boosted, you got bags.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about buying a WoW token and starting with that.
Oh,
Because you can't go buy those. Besides, they're only like 14 slot bags. You want the 22 slot.
well, yeah, you got to earn the bigger ones, but it's
No, you don't have to earn them. Just go buy a WoW token.
If you're going to start, 14 slots is a good free bag.
Oh, it's fine. It's not 22, but it's
No,
fine.
It's not 22.
I noticed a big difference on my boosted character. I was using the freebie bags I got, and I got a couple levels in. I was like, nope, I am going to buy Frostweave bags. These are too small. Yeah. Was that why? Oh, that's about the WoW token again. Yeah, so who was it that... I can't remember who said that. Someone said that, though, about, like, yeah. What's going on? Oh, is your battery dying?
Yep.
We're almost done anyways. Do we want to wrap things up? Do you have enough space to keep going for another couple minutes? Was there anything else you wanted to say?
Well, there's my work stories I got.
Do you want to do work stories? Or do you want to save them for when Sam's here? Because I feel like we get more of a reaction from her.
Well, I can do one because I'll forget it.
Okay, do a quick one.
So,
Hold on. Pause for Al's work story. Intro.
yeah, this one might be lame, but somebody was just out by the punch clock. Oh, it was Dale. So it was like older me.
Oh, I was going to say, is that the one that looks like you?
Yeah. So everybody calls me Dale. And I just stop and look at them. They're like looking at me going, why is he looking at Ow, sorry. So no. Dale's like, guess what I found in my freezer today? And I was sitting in the office and said a dead rat, because what else are you going to say when somebody says, what do you find in your freezer? He didn't really hear me. But my friend JR, which if he listens to this, because he is in our Discord, but I think he just joined us to give me some support.
It was just out of pity.
Said, he's laughing a bit. I said, oh, you heard what I said? He goes, yeah. He goes, that would be foul. I said, no, that would be a goose or a duck.
Oh, man.
True story.
I bet it is.
And he's a fan of the silent clap. He just looked at me and he was like,
You have to come in here and do the outro thing with us.
I was going to say,
You guys can do it. I'm not supposed to be here.
but you are here.
I left work early.
A wild salmon anthem.
No, you left work
Ooh.
like 3 hours late.
Well, the thing is, you left early, but they won't see this for a week, so they won't know.
I was going to try and post this late tonight or early tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll take 7 days to watch this still.
No, I was just yell every time because Al's going to hand you the mic. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up because this was going to be a short video, a short podcast with just me and Al. We were going to do this real quick, and an hour and 37 minutes later, we're just getting around to wrapping it up now. So
Well, again, we did talk bullshit at the beginning, but hey.
yeah,
Ah, that's outrageous.
Every time.
We'll boost that.
We can probably get that. I think we're good.
We'll boost that, but to boost, we're going to charge you $60.